Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from across the world of women's football. Well, it has been a busy week of women's football. There's been lots of talking points and players signing new deals at their clubs, but we also have a lot of action for this weekend to look forward to. We have the FAWSL, we have the Primera Iberdrola, we have got the Frauen Bundesliga back, and we've even got Ligue 1 Feminine back this weekend for the first time in 2021. But before we go there, the main story of this week was regarding Chelsea manager Emma Hayes, and that she was linked with the AFC Wimbledon men's job, who are in League 1. They said they are considering her as a potential new manager for the club. Now, Emma Hayes came out and spoke about this before their Conti Cup action against West Ham United earlier on in the week, and she said that she is at the best club in the world with some of the best players, e.g. Pernilla Harder, Sam Kerr, Magdalena Eriksson, just to name a few, and that she wouldn't go to Wimbledon for anything because she's happy at Chelsea. And she said that whilst it's an honour to be mentioned, it shouldn't matter whether she's a woman, white, black, Asian, sexuality, a gender, what her age. It should be based on who does the best job and can do the best job for them in that situation. And the fact that it's seen as a step up from Chelsea is a bit disrespectful, which I have to agree with her wholeheartedly, because Chelsea, they are top of the WSL on a 32 league game unbeaten run. They are into the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League. They've qualified for the final of the Conti Cup. They were the losing finalists in the FA Cup last season, so why would she change that for anything? I mean, by all means, it's, like I said, it's good to see a woman finally getting put forward for a men's job, but the fact that it's seen as a step up from Chelsea is a bit disrespectful to the women's game, and that's why I'm glad she spoke out in the way that she did about it. Speaking of Chelsea in the Conti Cup, they played West Ham on Wednesday evening and beat them 6-0, with Pernilla Harder scoring a hat-trick, Frank Kirby scoring another, Beth England and Sophie Ingle scoring as well. So they set up a final against Bristol City, who won 1-0 against Leicester City later on that evening. So it's good to see them two teams progress to the final of the Conti Cup, which will be played at Watford's Vicarage Road after it was announced earlier on in the week as to where it would be played. Now, there's been a bit of contract news over the past few days in England. Arsenal goalkeeper Manuela Zinsberger signed a new contract to keep her at the club for the long term, which is believed to be until the end of the 2023 season. So that's some good news for Arsenal. Zinsberger joined back in May of 2019 from Bayern Munich and has been ever present in Arsenal over the last 12 and a bit, 18 months or so. Elsewhere, Manchester United announced 2 new contracts this week. They announced that Kirsty Hansen has signed a new contract until 2024, I believe, and they also announced that Leah Galton has also signed a new contract until 2024 as well. So it's good news, Casey Stoney's side, getting the two of them tied down for the foreseeable future in the quest of becoming a very successful WSL team. Now, there's a bit of news came out on Thursday evening from Jo Curry, and she put out, and I'll just read the tweet here: I understand Arsenal and England defender Leah Williamson is attracting the interest of several top European clubs. The 23-year-old is into the last 6 months of her Arsenal contract and is yet to sign a new deal. Lyon, PSG and Wolfsburg are all said to be interested in signing Williamson. Now, that was a bit of a shock to me when it was announced yesterday for me as time recording, because I don't see Leah leaving Arsenal anytime soon. Yes, they may not have offered her a contract, but she is Arsenal through and through, and she said many times she doesn't ever see herself leaving Arsenal, a club she's been at since she was about 9 years old. She supported them her whole life, so I don't see that ever come into fruition. If she was to move abroad and did leave, Lyon would be an easy option because she has Nikita Paris there, who she would know and be able to speak English with, where the likes of Wolfsburg and PSG, she wouldn't know any players there, and getting to learn the language and being in an unnatural environment would be hard for her. But personally, I just see her, it will be later on this season that she will sign a new contract with Joe Montemuro's side, so I don't think that at this minute in time, personally, I don't think there's anything to worry about too much for Arsenal fans. As well, England announced they have 2 friendlies coming up on the 23rd of this month and the 13th of April, both to be played at St George's Park behind closed doors. The first game on the 23rd of this month will be against Northern Ireland, whilst they will play Canada on the 13th of April. The game against the Northern Ireland will break a near year-long break for the Lionesses from playing a competitive match. They were supposed to play Norway back in December, but the Norwegian side declined it at the last minute due to the uprising cases in the COVID here in the United Kingdom. So they last played a match in the She Believes Cup back in March of last year. It will be the first time that new interim manager Hege Riise will lead the Lionesses in the future. So it'll be interesting to see what she can do for these few games that have already been announced, and there'll probably be some a bit later on in the year before the Olympics, and handing over to Serena Wiegmann. Now we have a lot of action to look forward to this weekend, starting off in the Barclays FAWSL. Aston Villa played Tottenham at 12:30 today at the Banksy Stadium. Then Manchester United, and then on Sunday, Manchester United face Reading at 12:30 at Lee Sports Village on the BBC Red Button if you're here in the United Kingdom, or on the FA Player elsewhere in the world. Then at 2 o'clock there's 2 fixtures. Chelsea play Brighton and Hove Albion, and Everton play Birmingham City. Again, both games are available on the FA Player wherever you are in the world to watch it. Then Arsenal play Manchester City at 2:30. In the United Kingdom, that is only available on BT Sport, whilst audio only option is available in the UK, where elsewhere in the world you'll be able to watch it on the FA Player. And then the final game at 3 o'clock sees West Ham United welcome Bristol City to the Chigwell Construction Stadium at 3 o'clock. So some very interesting ties. Arsenal, Manchester City obviously is the pick of the bunch, as 4th place play 3rd place in the WSL. Arsenal will want to be getting back to winning ways, and it will be their first game in close to a month's time, as they haven't played a lot due to games being postponed due to the adverse weather that we've had here in England over the last month. Elsewhere in the world of football, over in Spain in the Primera Iberdrola, there is a full fixture list as Real Betis welcome Sporting Huelva, Logroño play Barcelona, Sociedad play Madrid CFF, Real Madrid play Valencia, Granadilla Tenerife play Atletico Madrid, Rayo Vallecano play Levante, Athletic Club play Espanyol, Santa Teresa play Deportivo, and Eibar play Sevilla. Barcelona will obviously be hoping to keep up their impressive start to the season, as they are top of the league, and it will be a very hard task for anyone to dislodge them, especially this weekend against Logroño, who are a side that are not having the best of seasons in simple layman's terms. Elsewhere in the world of European women's football, there is some games. So as a time recording, Wolfsburg versus Turbine Potsdam hasn't happened yet, but by the time this video goes up it will have happened, so I don't know the results there, but I'll talk about it on the review show at the start of next week. We also have Hoffenheim versus Bayer Leverkusen, Bayern Munich versus Meppen, Werder Bremen versus Freiburg, and SGS Essen versus Sand to look forward to this weekend over in Germany. Bayern and Wolfsburg very closely at the top. It's 5 points separating the two sides entering in this weekend's fixtures, though obviously by the time this video goes out, Bayern Munich could have closed that gap right down to 2. Wolfsburg could have closed that gap right down to 2 points. And finally, in Ligue 1, again, there's a game happening today as a recording, and that's Fleury 91 versus PSG. We don't know the result of it because of when I'm recording and uploading this, so it's prior to the match. Also this weekend there is Issy FF versus Soyou Charente, Le Havre versus Guingamp, and Lyon versus Montpellier to look forward to this weekend. PSG are top of the league against ahead of Lyon by a point, so it's going to be very close to see how them two sides get on the second half of this season. Now that is all the latest news and stories from around the world of European football. Anything else happens, we'll let you know in the review show at the start of next week. Until then, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Head over to our Twitter page as well to give us a follow, and let me know your thoughts on whether you think Leah Williamson will move on from Arsenal as well. And until our review show, enjoy the rest of your weekend, stay safe wherever you are, and we'll see you soon.